How's it going, aliens? My name's iALiEN. Today I'm back on another Identity 5 video, and today's video is the first one in my new series, Hunter Academy. So let's get right into the video. Okay, in this series I will be explaining my personas for these hunters, and I will take you through multiple top tier games I had with them that really gets to showcase the strengths and weaknesses of these hunters, and I will be explaining my thought process while playing with them so that you can better understand and learn how to play them. And the first hunter we will start with is Dream Witch. Before I get into the persona to start, I do want to plug my Discord server. The link will be in the pinned comment below as well as in the description below. We're over 2,500 members, so go click the link and join the server today. Also, we are over 17,000 subscribers. I'm really trying to hit 20k during summer, so if you could go subscribe to the channel, it will help out a lot and I appreciate it. Okay, let's get into the persona you will see used in these gameplays. And this is my persona for Dream Witch. Some you may see in these gameplays before I changed it was this. This is a good persona too, especially the double and berserker, and Wanted Order is not bad for Dream. But what I use now is triple in Hunt and one in Berserker, because Hunt is just such a strong trait in this meta. It's amazing for Perfumer and Forward. It's just a really good trait, and it really helps hunters that don't have to constantly spam their attack. So hunters like Bonbon and Spider, who are constantly using their skill, it's not good for it because you aren't going to go 8 seconds without it. But for a hunter like Dream Witch, she doesn't have a skill, you know, to even use. So it's really good for her because you're always basically going to have it up, and it even transfers over if you switch leeches. Hunt still works for that leech. Currently I'm 4th Dream Witch in the server at about 8k points, and the trait I'm using, I think, in probably most of these gameplays is Patroller. It's just right now the best trait to use for Dream Witch. Okay, let's get into the first gameplay. Okay, here we are in the first gameplay. It's On's Factory Dream Witch. See, you can see in this video I'm using my older build. Barmaid, Gravekeeper, Mercenary, Prospector. Gravekeeper and Barmaid are two hard counters to Dream Witch, especially Patroller. Mercenary is great. Prospector can kind of counter it. So this is a very difficult team to beat with Dream. I will find the Prospector first, and I'm not going to leave because this is basically the only person I can chase. I'm just going to keep following with my spawn. Soon the leech will come to follow too. He's trapped here, so now that I can get a safe Patroller on him because he's not transitioning like super fast, I can get a safe Patroller and then hit him with my spawn. So now I get the free hit, and now the leech should be following soon. I take my spawn out so that it'll follow me now. Here's the thing, he just got Barmaid's wine, so I'm not going to keep chasing because I can't get that down in time. I need to take advantage that Barmaid just used her wine so that she can't use it again to heal herself up. So I'm going to take advantage and hit the Barmaid and just let the Prospector get healed up because I don't have blink, so there's no way for me to kill him before that wine is over. Now I'm going to circle back around. They're going to try to de-leech, so I'm going to take advantage of it, get the hit on the Merc because it's Prospector's leech, so why not, you know, you want to injure everyone you can, and then I get the hit on the Prospector. I'm gonna start chasing the prospector now, take my spawn out of distance. And I have my main body patroller still up. I never used it. So all you have to do now, if you have to, is patroller it. And he's down. Main body patroller works best with your spawn follower. So when you're jump scaring to ensure you get the hit, you use your patroller. So that's what I did right there. I'm going to take him to basement, and I'm going to move his leech towards a cipher to stop that progress. Barmaid's working on one, Merc's working in middle. Gravekeeper's going to make this basement rescue. I'm looking for the Gravekeeper now, but I don't see him. I'll patroller, but like I don't know where he is right now because he's hiding. There's not much I can really do here. But now I know, once I saw him get in underground, I know he's gonna drop for the basement rescue. So I'm just hanging here. His rescue speed is so fast, so he gets the save off. I bring the leech back above ground. Now I just need to stack more leeches. You want to get the most map control you possibly can. So right there, I have a free leech on Grave, so you need to take it. You always, as soon as that cooldown's up, you want to leech someone else. I'm just going to follow the prospector around with my spawn, and his leech should be catching up. Plus, I have my main body patroller if I need it, which is very strong with jump scares, like I said. I used the window trick so that he couldn't vault that window. So now I'm going to patroller him. His leech, I've lost him there for a second, but his leech is following. So now as soon as the patroller happens, his leech should catch up, and I should get my free hit. And there it goes. The barmaid got healed up, plus she's able to make wine. Leech back the prospector now. With my spawn, I just want to take it out of range so it can follow me. So then I can use a spawn, preferably to camp, and then send prospector's leech to a cipher. You always want your leeches to be doing something. It should either be camping a chair, camping a cipher, chasing someone. You always want to put them in motion. That's what I'm doing, sending my spawn to camp. Now I'll try to patrol this mercenary. Patroller here doesn't make a gigantic difference, but it just makes the rescue a bit harder. It makes it easier. It gives me a free hit, no risk of hitting the chair. So then I switched to blink right there. That's because you want to double hit the merc. I had the opportunity there to double hit him, so I take it, I switch to blink, get the quick hit, and then I leech the merc so that I can pick him up once he goes down. And then I use my leech, prospector's leech I should say, to pick him up. Once you have a leech on someone, you do not have to worry about keeping up with them and not losing them. You can go on to do other things, injure other survivors, leech other survivors, because your leech is right there. So now I'm just going to send Merc's leech to him. But now I need to disrupt some ciphers. I need to disrupt middle where Grave is going. So I'm going to send my spawn to middle so they can't decode that cipher anymore. It's 2 ciphers left, barmaid's done, so I have to stop this middle cipher. Of course my leech cooldown's back up, so I take advantage of it, and then I leave my spawn here because I control the spawn, so it won't leave that cipher, plus it won't disappear when I get a hit. So I'm just gonna keep my spawn there so that no one can so that barmaid cannot decode that cipher. So Grave's waiting to save, but I mean it really doesn't make a difference. Barmaid can't decode that cipher. I get the hit on Grave. Barmaid was coming back, so I was making sure she couldn't decode. keep patrolling that middle cipher. Now I have blink, and I get a perfect blink hold attack right before the elbow pad. That's a great blink right there. Now my leech cooldown's back up. What am I doing? I'm leeching again. Soon as it comes back up, you have to leech. It's so important. Merc's leech. See, I didn't keep up with the Merc. You saw I blinked on him, and after that I never looked back because I have a leech on him. So then I went to leech barmaid. I wasn't worried about Merc anymore because I know I'll always be able to find him again. I'm keeping my spawn there. Like, I'm keeping my spawn at that cipher, and they just don't have enough time to decode another one. So this game is a win for me. So I hit the barmaid, and then I go for it. I take the advantage to down the barmaid, but because of that, the gravekeeper is able to struggle free. But I have blink to down him again. So in my opinion, it was worth it to down the barmaid because I can down the gravekeeper again because I knew I still had blink up. And now I'll take him to the prime cipher, and I'll chair the barmaid. See, Merc's trying to decode. Nope, you can't decode. Someone's chaired. Down the barmaid again, and take her to a cipher. So this was just a really good representation of what a near perfect Dream Witch game will look like. Every single time my cooldown was back up, I was leeching someone. I always had at least, 2 leeches on the field at once. I didn't tunnel early game. Because it could have cost me that game. So I didn't tunnel. I rotated it until I had the opportunity to kill Prospector. You don't want to force it. I didn't force killing Prospector. I took what I could get, and that was hitting barmaid, that was hitting Merc. But when I finally had the chance to kill the Prospector with, his leech, and then I had my main body patroller up, that's when I took advantage of it. And when I was camping, what was I doing? I was sending the leeches to ciphers to disrupt the decoding. All of this matters. When I killed Merc, I had a nice blink on him to get the double hit. It's a perfect time to switch to blink. But when I downed Merc, did I just chair him and sit there? No. I sent my spawn to camp the 60-70% cipher so that slows cipher decoding. If I don't do that, I had a perfect game. If I don't do that, it's still a tie. And that's how difficult it is to play Hunter. If I don't do that, it's still a tie because they're cipher rushing me. But because I do that, they can never decode that cipher. I continue making good blinks, good plays, continue leeching, and I get the win. So this was just a really good example of Dream Witch on Orange Factory, her best map, against a counter comp team. They banned Bloody Queen, and they purposely went Gravekeeper and Barmaid because they figured it would be a Dream Witch, especially on Orange Factory. So to counter it, they went the 2 biggest counters in the game to Dream Witch, but I didn't tunnel either of them. I downed the person I actually could, which was the Prospector. Okay, now let's get into the second game of this video. Okay, now we are on to the second game. The map is Red Church, and I'm facing a Merc, Priestess, Officer, and Mechanic. Church is a decent map for Dream. Because it's a small map, you're able to control ciphers well, but also it's tough to get your leeches to follow you and follow the survivors because it's so small. See the Priestess, I try getting a hit on her. I'm just gonna leech the priestess because why not? And now I have to figure out if this is a chase I want to take. And because of the position they're in, I figure, yeah, I can use some time on this chase. But the priestess immediately transitions, gets the portal. So now the chase is not looking as good. But she's going to take me to the ciphers anyway. So there's no reason not to chase. See, she took me to Max Bot Cipher right there. I'm able to kill the bot, and now I can tunnel the mech because I get the ping where she is. So even though I knew that chase had a good chance of not being successful, I knew it's better to do that than to just leave her, because she has to take me to ciphers that's being decoded because it's Red Church and it's a small map. Now I'm going to chase the mechanic, leech her, and then get the hit. Now I'm just going to send my spawn back. So now the spawn and her leech are both going to be following her. And I still have my main body patroller up, so it's a free down at this point. Her leech is going to be coming from church. My spawn is going to be coming from outside of church, and she's trapped in. And I get the hit. So you see, I saw that the leech is coming through church, so I purposely made my spawn come out of church so that she's trapped. I killed the bot. Now I'm just waiting for my cooldown to come up so I can leech mech again. I still have my leech on priestess. It's just great to have that map control. Merc made a good save on patroller right there. I'll hit the mech, but remember I leeched her, so I don't have to worry. I get the hit on Merc since he had patroller on him, and now I can just leech here, hit. I can just do work because Max Leech is following her, so I don't have to stay on her at all. I'm trying to injure this priestess right now. I succeed, and her leech is coming too. I try to take mech back into the middle of the map so that I can easily send my spawn to that chair too. If I take her to the outside of the map, it's hurting me because I can't get my spawn there quickly. I take the chance to down the priestess even if it takes away her leech. Now I patrol to the merc, take the hit. Officer's going for that save now. I'm going to pick up the priestess. Merc's going to be down. This game looks like it could just end right now, right? Nice patroller on the officer. Game can be over right here. And somehow he makes the save at 99%. Don't ask me. But yes, somehow he makes that save. And that saves the game right there, because I thought I had him, but I didn't. He makes a perfect save at 99 with patroller on him. Somehow it didn't hit him. It didn't give the terror shock. So that saves the game. They de-leech, and that hurts a lot right there. Gives Merc an extra life. I'm just going to down Merc again. So now there's just a lot going on in this game right now. A lot of people are injured. I have leeches, so it's not a bad position, but you have to know how to capitalize on this position. That's a great blink. A good tip for her is to hold attack when you blink. Her hitbox is very small. You don't want to waste a blink. So if you hold attack, it makes the hitbox larger and easier to hit. Mech, I know I don't have to worry about because she can't decode. Everyone is injured. She can't do anything. Plus, she's injured. She can't save. She is useless. It's like I'm playing a 3v1 right now. I don't have to worry about Mech. I'm just keeping her in check with her leech right now. They make the save on Priestess. I take the leech. So like Mech, you see, I hadn't even touched her leech in a long time. But she's deleeching. I don't want her to do that, however. I do not want her to take off her leech because I want to keep that map control. So I just pressure her so that she can't do that. Mech is dead on chair. I have blink up. So I can take advantage of that and just kill the Mech right now. No point in like risking keeping her alive. No. Now I'm gonna send my spawn to Mech so that I can pick her up. I mean my spawn to the chair that I'm camping. I'm gonna send the leech, Merc's leech, to Mech so I can pick her up. They're almost primed the ciphers. And my mistake here is not using Officer's leech to take him off. I could kill Officer right now. I'm not doing so, and that was my mistake right there. I was too focused on Mech to kill the Officer, but if I kill the Officer, the decoding's done. Priestess has to go for that save. She tries to sneak by me, but I switch just in time so that she can't save. And that's a win. This game was just a game of very good map control, always having leeches, not the best early game, but I also made a lot of mistakes is the thing. I made mistakes when I let Mech get away and Officer make the save. I made mistakes to let them finish that cipher. So it's not that you can't make any mistakes, you have to know how to rebound from your mistakes. And that's why I wanted to show this game, to show I'm not playing perfect every game with Dream Witch. I'm making mistakes, but you just have to know how to keep it up and rebound off of those mistakes. Now let's get into game 3. The map is Leo's Memory. This is not a great map for Dream Witch because it's very easy for them to transition to Factory. But I wanted to show this game because there's this one spot on this map that you can Terror Shock in. And I'm showing it to you right now. If you send your spawn here, I'm going to even show you the perspective of the prospector. Look, he never sees it. He would need a less than 1 second reaction time to get off that cipher. And even then, it's still a hit. But I'm just saying that for people who think, oh, you're so bad, you got Terror Shocked by Dream Witch off cipher. This is a legit cipher where you can do it consistently because you need a 1 second reaction time too. So now I'm just going to take the hit on Priestess using Prospector's leech. And also you don't want to leech before on that cipher because if they see you leech, of course they're going to get off the cipher. So you want to wait right there. Good reaction time from the Merc not to get Terror Shocked. Prospector's annoying, so I mean his magnet's gonna buy him some time right here. This was a bad patroller by me. I misjudged how far away the Prospector was, plus he's by all these pallets, so he'll be able to counter the patroller. That was a really bad decision by me to patroller him. See, the whole patroller is off now, and it didn't do anything. See, I wouldn't say Prospector counters Dream Witch by any means, but he's not like Enchantress. Enchantress gets here. I'm just gonna use Blink because I just need the down. I can't save the patroller. No, I need the down. I have to take advantage there. I know if I get this down, it's 5 ciphers left. I've basically won the game. So I switched to Blink. Don't be afraid to switch to Blink early. Like that Blink let me get the down and let me get a hit on Priestess. Plus I'm able to leech her so she can't basement save. That switch was very beneficial, even though it's relatively early in the game. But like I was saying, I want to say Prospector is a counter to Dream Witch, but he's also not super weak against her like Enchantress is. He actually can kite her, and if you use a magnet and on Patroller, then it stops the stun. If you can, it's kind of like Anne's cat, it stops the stun. So he can definitely be annoying when you're playing Dream Witch. I know Priestess has fast healing, so I have to leech her quickly. I can't waste time. You see, she's already up. It's broken. I hate how fast she heals up. But I down her again. That's the cipher progress right there. So now I'm just gonna pick up the Priestess. Gonna put Priestess on chair. And then just leech her once my cooldown is over with. I saw where the cipher popped, so I know where Merc's coming from, so I'm able to interrupt him at the save and get a double hit. I send the leech away so that it follows. I take the double hit on Merc. And then I down the Priestess. So that's also important right there. Watching the ciphers, I saw that one still being decoded, and I saw that one just popped. So I know where the rescuer is coming from, so I'm able to intercept him. Then now I saw where the last one popped, so now I know where Perfumer's coming from. Right here, look at this. I bait the Perfume because she thinks I'm gonna actually blink there, but I'm not. I knew that she would do that, so I'm just baiting her to use the Perfume. And now I blink when your cooldown is, when your Perfume is in cooldown and you can't do anything. I take advantage and I blink then instead of when she could counter it. I down the Merc again. I don't even have to worry about the Merc. I don't even have to leech the Merc because he already used exit path. Just have to find the Perfumer. And GG. So this was a kind of lopsided game, but I just wanted to show you that spot, that Terror Shock spot that you should go to on Leos. It's really the best place to go on Leos. Great spot for Dream Witch. Let's get into game 4. So now we are headed into game 4. The map is Lakeside. This is a good map for Dream Witch. It is big, so it's not as good as Arms, but it's a pretty good map for her. I'd say it's her second best map, facing Perfumer, Priestess, Merc, and Prospector. So basically anyone on this team I can down with Patroller, so I don't have to be picky about who I chase, except for the Merc, obviously. See the Perfumer, you want to leech a Perfumer early and then Patroller her, and then hit with the spawn. So I leech early so that the spawn hasn't stopped following yet, and then I patrol her if I can hit it. Now I use my spawn. Perfumer in certain areas can counter patroller, but usually she cannot. I get the hit on Perfumer. Now I'm gonna try and corner trap her in this boat, but it's very tough to trap in boat because it's such a big area and it has 2 floors in it. I'm kind of trapping her right now. So I'm just gonna down her with her leech. That's a good time for a kill with Dream Witch. That's perfectly fast enough down. Now you just have to know how to take advantage mid-game to win this. One cipher already popped. Now I send my spawn to camp. I get tinnitus, so I know the merc has to be close. So I'll try to patroller him. I don't know where he is yet, but I know he has to be close. Now I find him. I use patroller. And good save by the merc there to not get terror shock. I'm just gonna down the Perfumer again. Make sure she's down. Don't worry about her, I have a leech. So now I need to leech the merc. Keep getting that map control. I'm gonna try and hit him. Yep, I predicted the bounce pad, so I angled my attack, my hold attack, in the direction I expected the bounce pad to be to get that hit on him. Now I just need to use my leeches to be all around the map, you know, chase people, try and get hits, disrupt them from whatever they're doing. See the priestess here, so I'm gonna take the free hit on her. Gonna send the leech out of range, get the hit on the merc, and try and stop the rescue. And I get it. This is why I use Summon Berserker, so that I can do that. One cipher left now. Okay, so this is really the pinnacle point of this game, whether you will win or whether you will tie. You need to know how to win games at one cipher left. 2 ciphers are being decoded. So this is what I'm gonna do. I see the boat cipher being decoded. I see Prospector stop, so I know he's coming there. I'm gonna leech the Prospector, get more map control. And for now, I know the cipher just started, so I have some time. Down the Prospector, the merc still has an elbow pad, plus hit delay. I see the cipher still being decoded. What do? I take my spawn to that cipher because, like in the arms match, I control my spawn. If I want my spawn to stay there the whole game, it will stay there the whole game. On top of that, it will not go down. It will not disappear with an attack. So now I'm just patrolling a 65% cipher, which was gonna finish and then they could tie the game, but now they can't. The merc is coming for the save. Right here, I hit the chair. That's a big oopsie. I really needed to down the merc. Priestess is just there, but because she doesn't know if it's a leech, if it's someone's leech or not, but now she knows, like, it's my spawn and I'm not moving my main body, so it's just gonna stay there the whole game. The merc is back for the save. this point, I mean, there's not much they can do. The cipher they needed to finish, I was quick about getting my spawn there. If I was too late, then I tie this game, but I was quick enough about it so that I could stop the cipher in progress and win this game. So now I'm just chasing this prospector because I know Merc's down. I have time anyway. My spawn is at a cipher, so they'd have to, you know, start a whole new one and do it, like, so it's fine. I can switch to blink here, and I get the hit while switching to blink. See, this game I didn't switch to blink until very late, while, you know, the Leo's game I switched to it early. So there's not a set time when you switch to blink. It's just when you, there's just a time where you need to switch to take advantage of an opportunity to get that down, and if you feel like it's worth it, then you have to make that decision and then live with it. So now I'm finally gonna take my spawn away from that cipher so that I can just down this priestess and win the game. Hold attack on the blink like I was preaching earlier. It really will help a lot of the blink fails you're having if you just hold attack on it. Right here, he just concedes the game. GG. So that was a good showing of a good early game on a perfumer, a decent mid game, but that end game to stop that cipher is what won me the game, and that's what you have to look for when you're playing Dream Witch. You have to look for those opportunities to stop decoding and get your leech, get your follower to that cipher that's being primed. And that's what I did there, and that's the sole reason why I won this game. So now let's get into the fifth match, I think. Yeah, the fifth. Okay, let's get into a quicker game this time. Only around 5 minutes, spoiler alert. This is my build. It's a Prospector, Enchantress, Perfumer, Merc. So this is a team comp. Any good Dream Witch has to 4-man every time. If you're a good Dream Witch, you have to 4-man this team comp because the characters they're playing cannot kite a Dream Witch. So it makes your job a lot easier, but these are very good players. So it is going to still be difficult. Control to the Prospector here. So the leech stopped. That kind of hurts. It would have been better if the leech followed later, but I can still trap this Prospector in. That magnet. That's why I hate Prospector. You can have a hit and then just one magnet completely changes it. See, my leech cooldown's up, so what do? I'm leeching the Perfumer, and now I'm gonna trap the Prospector in. So he's not gonna try and get trapped in, but then there's nowhere to run if you transition like that. The most important part of that sequence was me leeching the Perfumer mid-kite because I want to stack more leeches, plus the cooldown resets because of presence. Now I have a leech on Enchantress too. I have 3 leeches up on first chair in basement. 3 leeches. That's because I was focused on leeching. I was focused on asserting map control. So now they're gonna come to de-leech. I'm gonna try and make it in time. I do. So this just stalls time. They could be using decoding. It doesn't matter if they get it or not. They could be using that time decoding, and they are now trying to de-leech instead. So I can just let them in that process because they're far away from ciphers, and I just have so much time because they have to do that instead of decoding. I down the prospector again, and now they took away my leeches, so I'm gonna just leech the Merc, who's gonna be down. That's why that process of leeching was so important. It wasn't just for map control right there, it was to buy me time. That whole process of them de-leeching took around 30 seconds to do so. So that 30 seconds was time. These ciphers would already be done, and they would already be about 20% on another cipher. But because I took the time to leech so much, it gave me 30 seconds of time. And that's a lot in this game. 30 seconds is a lot of time in this game. I get tinnitus, so I'm gonna patrol her. And the patroller stops the save, and then take the hit on the enchantress. Now I can switch to blink and down the enchantress. Now I just want to leech her. And now I want to injure the perfumer so that she cannot make a rescue right here. So that's exactly what I do. I injure her and take Merc's leech out of range so that I can now follow him. Now I'm going to try and cut him off so they can't make the save with blink. And I get a perfect blink right there to cut him off. And then I finish the deal. Now, I mean, it's a GG. Game's over at this point. All that's left for me is just downing the perfumer. And GG. So that was a quick game, only 5 minutes, but I took advantage of a team comp that will struggle in kiting Dream Witch, and you saw me leeching, and not only did that give me map control, but it bought me time that they weren't decoding. Let's get into the 6th game. Okay, so this is the 6th game, and this is Moonlit. This is traditionally a bad map for Dream Witch that I don't like to play her in, but I said why not. I've really been enjoying Dream Witch. I really feel strong with her right now, so I just said let's push my luck and let's go Moonlit Dream. I find the perfumer first. That's who I want to find. Leech her early as always, so that my spawn is still following me when I patrol her right here. Now I get the hit on perfumer. That's why patroller is so strong. I'm gonna patrol her again because hopefully she'll make the leech go out of range, so then the leech will follow her while she's being stunned by the patroller, and then I get a free down. And that's exactly what it's doing, and I get a free down on perfumer. This is the perfect early game you want on perfumer. to down her. This is what you want. However, there's a cowboy on the team, and that is going to complicate things. This is a match of a lot of up and downs. I'll just tell you that from the start. I make a lot of mistakes. I make a lot of great plays. They make mistakes. They make great plays. It's a battle of up and downs, and you'll see that in this game. So right here, that's the nerf. For everyone saying, oh, the nerf doesn't do anything to Patroller. Yes, it does. If it wasn't nerfed, I have a free chair. That only lasted like 10 seconds. The nerf did a lot to Patroller. Don't pretend like it didn't. The nerf did affect it. So that was a nice lasso to the pallet right there. So now at this point, I just want to get some map control. I want to slow this game down a bit. You have a lot of time as Dreamwitch. You never have to rush it or feel rushed. That's a good stun by the perfumer. So now I'm just going to rotate back to the cowboy. It's a free leech, and hopefully I can get a hit off of it. So what a game that, I mean, Perfumer would probably be on her second chair by now. Like, great early game got completely ruined. I predicted that's when he had to put the pallet, because in 5 seconds, if he didn't put that pallet, it stuns him. So I just timed it and got the hit. But a game that could have been, you know, almost over early is now a game where like almost everyone's full health. That didn't hit. And then a stun right there. So, like I said, this game is not looking too good for me right now. But I'm just still leeching. I'm trying to keep that map control. And then I waited to control it because I knew she wouldn't know a leech is there. So I waited to control it. And now I'm going to switch to Blink to try and down the priestess so I can get it down. That's what Blink is used a lot for, is just to get the down, because once Dreamwitch gets it down, you can really take over a game. But if you're still trying to chase, it's going to be difficult. So that was a good perfume right there. It forced me to break it instead of going in with it. Gonna take the hit on the merc so that he's injured, and then I blocked him in. He used the escape button right there, but I blocked him in. So now I got the double down on the merc, and I'm able to leech him. Keep those 2 leeches up. They took away some leeches, so I'm gonna keep it up. I'm gonna keep 2 leeches up. They finished 2 ciphers, so I am getting ciphers right here. But don't feel rushed. Like I said earlier, make the game your speed. Don't rush it to cipher decoding speed. Just slow the game down. So I'm going to trap the priestess in right here. She goes back through the portal, and I put my spawn right there in the portal. That was great follower control right there. I knew she'd go back. I trapped her in. She had no idea. Like, there was no way for her to know that the spawn would be right there. And I used it to get the hit. And I wasn't worried about Merc because I had a leech on him. So now I can cheer the Merc too. And now I'm back in business. A game that, you know, was looking pretty grim for me before. I have 2 chairs now. I downed the cowboy, and they saved the merc. So now I'm just gonna chair down the merc again. And I know that Cypher is the one they wanted to code, so I'm trying to pressure her off that Cypher. Also, I'm trying to get a hit on her. I just had to use the blink there. there's no reason not to. I just had to try and injure her so that she couldn't save. I'm gonna just keep my followers at that cipher, continue the pressure on it. They deleached, so I'm just gonna leech them again and send the leech to that cipher. Taking Merc to basement right now. Now I injure the perfumer so that she can't save, but I'm not watching out for the priestess right here making the basement save, because I just figures that she's going to try and decode somewhere else because she's injured, so she won't go for the save. But she does go for the save, and that's what a game that I could have won right now is a game now it's looking, they have hope again. Somehow, I mean, I missed that hit. And then I missed this blink hit. And now the game's not looking so good. They're finishing that cipher. And I just didn't know the 10th cipher was the one that was super close. I thought the one at last stop was the one that was super close. And that's what hurt me right here. Because I always had chairs by 10. I even had basement in 10. So I didn't think that would be the one they would work on, but I was wrong. Because if I remember, that was the original one Cowboy was working on. So I should have noted that. I see the Merc coming to open this gate, so I'm just going to leech him. And just scare him off of that gate. So now Merc's just de-leeching right now. Gonna super portal here, so I'm gonna wait and try and hit the priestess, but I missed the hit. She gets to go back in the super portal. That hurts a lot. I mean, I could have won the game right then, but she got to go back in the super portal. The perfumer still has the leech on her, so she has to de-leech. I know Merc would make a run for the gate, so I'm stopping him. The priestess is trying to stay in the middle, so that she can still open the other gate if needed. And I see the priestess, so I use the follower to down the priestess. And that leech on the perfumer is so big because that bought me this entire game. Like, the entire game, instead of her being able to open that gate, she couldn't. She couldn't open the gate because she had a leech on her, so she just had to de-leech, and I kept her away from her teammates so that they couldn't speed up the process. I don't know where Merc is right now. Like, I'm looking for him, but I didn't pay enough attention to him, and I don't have a leech on him, so he's gonna get up right now. So now I just have to get to this gate before perfumer can open it, because I know the progress on this gate is very low. I know that because I've been at it the whole time. She saved the leech to take off at the right time, but I'm right by her, so it doesn't matter. I can leech her again. Take the hit. Blink, terror shock, GG, and I win this game. I made a lot of mistakes there, but they also made good plays that helped me make the mistakes. There was a lot of ups and downs. There was times I could have won this game. There was times where it looked like I would lose this game, but at the end I kept pushing, I kept fighting, I rebounded, and I was able to pull out the 3-man win. Now let's get into the final game of this video. Game 7. Okay, let's get into the final game, and it's Hospital. I think I chose like different maps for like almost every game. I think this is game 7, but I lost track, to be honest. But it's Hospital. This is not a great map for Dream Witch because of Hospital and Priestess. I'm lagging right here, as you can see. I find the Perfumer early. I leech early. Should always be your motto. Find Perfumer early, leech early. She gets the stun right here. So this early game is going to be difficult. It is because, I mean, it's a Perfumer and she got a lot of distance and she was even in Hospital for some of the time. So I just make her leech follow her. I put it out of range right there. And now my spawn will be out of range so that I can try and trap her in right here. And then patrol her once she is trapped in. So now she's trapped, patrol her, and now I can use my spawn to get the hit. Now I'm gonna patrol her again. Hopefully she goes out of range so that her leech goes out of range. Okay, let's get into the final game of this video. I think it's game 7, but I'm not 100% sure. The map is Hospital. This is not a great map for Dream Witch, especially when there's a Priestess. It's a pretty bad map for if there's a Priestess, which they do have. Gravekeeper counters Dream. Merc is of course good against Dream, and Perfumer is decent. I find the Perfumer early, so I leech her early. And then I'm going to chase her with my spawn. I'm lagging right here, so it makes my spawn stop. I'm really lagging at least the entire like early portion of this game, but a lot of time in this game. I'm going to make the leech get out of range so it follows her, and then I'll make my spawn get out of my range so it follows me, so then I can trap her at statue, and once she's trapped I can patrol her then. So right here she's trapped because my spawn is coming, so now I can patrol her and take advantage of it. I get the hit on Perfumer, and now I'm gonna patrol the Perfumer because I'm hoping that the leech goes out of range so that it follows her when I patrol her. Double Priestess portals, 2 really good portals from the Priestess. So the leech is following, but this body block completely saves the early game. That body block will buy so much time, as you will see later. It bought so much time. If I could hit the Perfumer there, this game would be looking a lot better for me. So now I'm just in a tough position in Ruins. I really am trying to down the Perfumer. But if I break the pallet, she can transition to Shack. And if I don't, then she can continue looping in Ruins. They put the super portal, so she's going to make a run for it and try to get to the super portal. Perfumer is broken on the super portal. If she does it correctly, you won't even be able to damage her, and she's just across the map, basically as if she's Priestess herself. So she decides to make the run for it, but she couldn't get there in time. 3 ciphers left when I got my first down. So the early game was not great. I'm going to patrol this Merc. And while he's patrolled, I'm actually using this time to do some things I have to do, which is leeching him first and then taking Perfumer's leech out of range so that it follows. So I didn't use it like to save after half, but I used it to get things done that I needed to get done. I down the perfumer again. I don't have to worry about her. She has a leech. If I had the opportunity there to blink, I would have taken it, but I wouldn't have gotten the blink off in time. The Merc was smart. He elbow pad early. Now the Gravekeeper is going to come for the rescue. I'm just gonna send. I need to stay on this ruined cipher because I know it's the closest one right now. So I'm staying there. I down the perfumer, and now I'm gonna leech the perfumer. You see, I backed off the Gravekeeper leech. I leech the perfumer, and then I can not worry about her. I can send my spawn to that cipher. Plus, I can chase the Merc with his leech, and I missed that because I have, like, see, the leeches on perfumer, so I can do other things to stall the cipher rush like I did. So that's why it was the right decision to leech her instead of the Gravekeeper, even though the perfumer is about to die while the Gravekeeper would be alive. It's because the Gravekeeper would be controlling what I could do, because he could get out of range. But that way, I'm controlling what I can do. I'm keeping my spawn just at that cipher so that they can't finish it. Grave went underground. I don't really, if I can get the hit, I'll take it, but I mean, I don't have to. It's not like he can decode right now. So now I'm gonna leech the Priestess, who's decoding this cipher. Gonna chase the Priestess and try and get that down. I'll try and get the hit on the Priestess. I actually leeched the Gravekeeper. So now I'm trying to hit the Priestess because I know it won't disappear when I hit her. I get one hit on the Priestess now. But I'm keeping the Gravekeeper in check because I have a leech on him, so he can't really do anything. Plus Merc can't do anything either. He has to take off his leech, so two people are really hindered right now, and that gives me a lot of time. So now they're just going to go for the quick removal and heal up to try and just get all the leeches off, get the heals to reset this game and get the tie. But I'm going to intercept them in the middle of this so that I don't let them reset this game, because if they reset the game, I'm probably not going to be able to win. It's probably a tie at that point. So I have to take advantage of it while I can. And that's what I'm doing. They're deleeching, so I'm able to take advantage of it and down the Priestess when she's in the open, not expecting it. Take the Priestess towards the 3 ciphers. And then they're going to try and deleech, so I send the leech over so that they can't. They have to back off of it. Now I'm just going to leech, keep the map control, leech the Merc. Then I'm going to send my spawn to Gravekeeper Cypher, because if I sent Gravekeeper's leech, he could decode because he's full health and it disappears after 1 hit. I know the ciphers are here, so Gravekeeper isn't going to leave, so I can still camp the Gravekeeper's leech, but now I can camp this cipher with my spawn. They go for the save. I get the hit on the Priestess. So the Gravekeeper has to stay here. If he leaves, oh yeah, it gets out of range, but what's the point? You aren't decoding, you aren't doing anything. And my spawn is just gonna stay there on the Gravekeeper. And now I'm just gonna down him. Merc Cypher is the closest right now, but it's also by the chair. I'm gonna leech the Priestess. Gonna chair the Grave in case that Cypher's super close, or in case Grave has sticker and gets up quickly. I know I have to down the Priestess before Merc can finish that Cypher, so I switch to Blink so that I can down her before Merc can do anything. And now the Priestess is down and it's a GG. So that's a win for me. I'll let you guys watch the end of it. But that's the end of this video. If you want to see more Hunter Academy videos, I'm planning to do Bloody Queen Wu Chang, Violinist, any Hunter you want to see, this in-depth commentary and my personas and my whole thought process while playing these Hunters. Make sure to tell me in the comments. Make sure to like the video. And if you want to see more, subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 20,000. Every subscription makes a difference. I appreciate all of you, and that'll be all for the video. Bye.